What is up, my Christmas goons? Welcome to the Monday Market Watch. Merry Christmas to all the Lorcana goons, anyone who celebrates, and happy holidays to everybody watching. I hope nothing but blessings to your families and loved ones, and I hope you're having a really good holiday because it's Lorcana season and we got some stuff to go over. But I do want to say happy holidays. Thank you very much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much. We're even going to do a Christmas giveaway today. So I have one of each of the blister packs because, as I've been saying, we've been able to find blister packs this time around in the season, right? So I have one of each of the blister packs right here and a Elsa pack of sleeves, and was able to get this at my local haberdashery, aka the Target that my brother recommended me because he found them. So he bought a couple of them, and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna do this for the giveaway. That way, if any collectors out there want like one pack of the first chapter of all the characters on it, there you go, you'll have one. So all you gotta do is like, comment, and make sure you're subscribed to this video. Leave a comment about anything, what you got for Christmas, what you're playing this format, what you're hoping for in Lorcana next year, what you want to see on this channel. Give me some ideas, whatever you guys want. Just leave a comment. It does not matter. I just want to really give back to the Lorcana goons. So thank you, Lorcana Goons, for an awesome end to my 2023 year, and I look forward to the rest of the year. But let's get on into some Lorcana Market Watch news, because that's what we're here for, right? So I noticed that the first chapter gift sets have been getting restocked. I did see a couple of these get restocked that I'm not sure where. I think it might have been Target. Oh, you know what? It was obviously the Disney drop. That Disney had an online store drop on the last Friday, and they put some gift sets on there as well. So because of that, the price of the gift sets has been falling a little bit. Not too crazy, not too much though. The lowest listing is going to be 58, but this still has that $25 shipping. But realistically, they're still going to be about it's like up in that like $70 to $80 mark if you're buying them online from the reseller market. But it's kind of looking like you might be able to find some for just a little bit less than the $80 to $90 that have been selling for the last couple days. So we do have some listings, right? Sorry, we do have some verified sales from the last couple days. Christmas Eve, there was a couple that sold for. There was one that sold for 70, a couple for 83, and the last two for 83 as well. So I think you're probably gonna end up having to pay a little bit less soon once we see the Disney ones arrive. And I have been seeing these get restocked a little bit. But let's compare that to the pre-orders for the Into the Inklands gift sets that you should never buy, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't buy the Into the Inklands gift set. I'm saying you shouldn't do pre-orders through TCG Player or just in general online. In my opinion, the prices are always overinflated. Now the only reason why this gift set is even close to this price, that $80 mark, is because we haven't really seen a lot of reprints for the gift sets from the first chapter. So then naturally the sealed product price for something like that you're going to collect is going to go up. Whereas for the Into the Inklands in the beginning, these are going to be a little bit more accessible. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit more than MSRP on the reseller market because it's going to have that collectability thing like I mentioned. But all in all, is it going to be worth $80? Probably not. Probably not worth $80, right? When it's going to come with some promos that are going to be worth nothing. They're pretty good cards. I genuinely like the idea of utilizing locations and that being able to give your characters extra abilities like the Stitch right here. And Sapphire getting some extra support right there that lets you get more cards into your Inkwell. It's whenever one of your items is banished, you can put it into your Inkwell instead. So some synergy with Flavorsham into the Inklands, right? But should you be paying $80 for 4 packs and for 2 promo cards, 2 giant ones that are novelty and 2 actual foils, right? No, you should not be paying $80 for that because the foils are going to be worth pennies the way the Hades and the Milan ones are worth. And if we even compare this to the D100s, like I said last time, hey, these are still going to be these are the collector value ones, right? And right now, they're pretty close to MSRP still with some lowest unverified listings for $61 with $3 shipping. A couple sales been happening for these two in this Christmas season. We have a couple 2 that sold for 61, another 2 that sold for 62 on the 25th and the 24th. So they've been selling. The gift sets have definitely been selling for around that $60 to $65 mark online at least. So there's definitely sales happening for these. there's pre-orders for everything right now, guys. There's probably going to be pre-orders on your LGS websites and on TCG Player. There's a gang of them. This is the Into the Inklands starter deck for $30. Now, why would you pay $30 for a pre-order when we know by now that Lorcana is doing a pretty good job at meeting the demand now? So they're going to be printing enough so that the starter decks are even going to be close to MSRP. So there's people who have the bundle. You get 2 starter decks for $24.35. Check that out. It's a, I mean, in my opinion, that's not bad, right? Why would you pay $30 for one starter deck on that? $30 for one starter deck when we know that if you just wait, give it a little bit of time, let the pressure ease off from the scalpers. These are going to be accessible for less than MSRP. Basically, that's a really good deal. 2 of the starter decks for $25. Wow, and that just kind of goes to show that you can definitely get into Lorcana right now. If you just have somebody in your family who likes TCGs and you want to give it to them as a late Christmas present, $25. Here's 2 starter decks. Play with you and your homie. Get to learn the game a little bit. I think that's a really good deal, actually. That's pretty awesome. So definitely not worth paying $30 for the Into the Inklands pre-order for one starter deck. You know what I mean? A lot of the hype there, but there's going to be some sales. I know not everybody's going to watch this video, so the Lorcana, the first chapter troves are going to be definitely still up there in price. Nothing here has changed. Not that many sales, though. There was a couple that happened on Christmas Eve. Wow, somebody bought 4 of them for $177. And a couple sold for $169 to $179 again. So around that 180 mark is what they were selling when the price dipped a little bit. And there's still a couple that are listed for around that 180 mark. If anybody is looking for those for collectability's sake, I don't know if these got like restocked. I haven't seen these get restocked anywhere. So to me, it's not looking like these are restocked. This might be people who had them from the first wave and they're just reselling them now. But after these first 3 verified sellers are gone, it starts to get to that $200 range. So the troves almost getting to $200, and the Into the Inklands pre-order troves are at $150. And oh boy, howdy, there's a couple sales here. There's a couple that happened on the 23rd, 22nd for $149, $149. These you get 8 packs, but we know by now, guys, that if you even just wait a month or so, you're gonna be able to find these at MSRP. That's what it's looking like. That's what happened with Rise of the Floodborn. That's where we're at with the first chapter. I feel like the only way this will stay above MSRP is if this set is like meta game breaking, where you need it to play, which you might. You never know. You might need the locations in this set, and it might even this set might even make the Rise of the Floodborn better. We just don't know, but that's kind of hoping for a lot to pay this much for a sealed product when the most recent version of this, the Rise of the Floodborn Trove, is widely available at half the price, guys. So why pre-order it for double the price when you can just wait a little bit, if you're not, especially if you're not going to open it. Like, there's so many. Look, these people have 28 of them, 22 of them, 7 of them, 25 of them, and they're all less than about $60. So food for thought. If you know anybody who's doing pre-orders, advise them not to, in my opinion. The booster box pre-order price is not bad. To be honest, 220, right? That's a little, it's above MSRP significantly, but compared to the way we saw the first chapter and the Rise of the Floodborn pricing, this is not too terrible for an online pre-order price. This box could be amazing. This could have the next Enchanted Elsa, but that's again coping. That's hoping for a lot when you're doing pre-orders like this. I'm just saying that compared to some of the other prices, and there's plenty of sales. Somebody bought 4 of them on Christmas Eve for $220. Pretty interesting. I'm very excited for this set. Let me know what you guys think of this set as well. What are you guys looking forward to Into the Inklands? You can leave that in the comment for the giveaway. So it's going to be a US only based giveaway again, guys. I am so sorry. I need to mention that just because we cannot send stuff to Europe yet, but I will make sure that I throw that in the description. So thank you so much for participating in the giveaway. Anyway, so the booster boxes for the first chapter are going to be a little bit more than MSRP still, but still around that $160 range. Nothing's really changing there. I mean, in terms of the way the market's moving, by the way, it's just really not moving a lot. It's only been a couple days since Friday, but realistically, I'm pretty surprised still that these Rise of the Floodborn boosters are way less than MSRP. It's looking like they printed a lot of them. We have a lot of sale movement for these though. Plenty of sales happening on Christmas Eve for within that 130 range and Christmas Day up until that 135 range. So look at all these. There's a gang of them. So people are definitely interested in the game and buying it. I think the Christmas money's coming in, or maybe Santa just finally started delivering them to the doorsteps, and now this is Santa had them all. He was hoarding them, and then he's like, I don't need this many either, so he's put them back out into the card market. So now we're seeing them at such low prices. So shout out Santa Claus. The Disney the Maleficent playmat, there's a couple listings that ended up on TCG Player actually too, but now they're all going to be listed for over $100, over $120 actually. Ever since we saw that sale happen for that $125 mark for that Maleficent playmat, and these other two sales happen for around that $100 range, I think it's kind of solidified this price. We'll see if another sale happens, or we'll see if one of these people budge and they list it for a lower price. But the Maleficent first chapter playmat is over $100 now. Again, for collectability's sake, this is pretty awesome. If you're somebody who just collected it, didn't open it, and you want to kind of keep it as a keepsake, I like seeing this stuff. There is there is a collector's market in Lorcana, and it's looking like it's kind of the sealed product stuff, you know what I mean? But we don't know. We just don't know. Ravensburger could print these in January and be like, oogly boogly, here's a million more Maleficent playmats, right? The Beast playmat, by the way, is still pretty cheap. This one is as close to MSRP online as I've ever seen any of the Lorcana playmats. I think it's pretty cool too, and it's only about $30 before tax by Bash on TCG, so that's a pretty low price, and they have two of them right there. I think the mats are pretty awesome. In general, even the Maui mat is about like $50 on the resale market if you get it on TCG Player. So just food for thought again. Beast is a much more iconic character than somebody like Maui, and I think this mat is really cool. The fact that this mat is still this price is pretty awesome. And if you got some Christmas money, I'd say maybe you should get a Lorcana mat. I really like the Lorcana mats. I wish I would have gotten an extra Winnie the Pooh mat for myself so I can play with one and keep one sealed, because I have one. I'm just keeping it sealed. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But speaking of mats, if you think that the Maleficent playmat price is wild, check out the pre-order price for this Moana playmat. There is actually one listed here, and it's going to be for about $150. That's a lot of money. People might actually do this though, because it is really hard to find these mats, you know what I mean? And when they end up online though, I feel like they're a little bit more available. You might not need to do this pre-order if you can just kind of wait a little bit on TCG Player, like I mentioned, because the Winnie the Pooh mat is still widely available on TCG Player for about $50 to $60, not $150. And I feel like the Honey Wizard mat was so hyped, you know what I mean? So I don't see this one being more hyped. This is a beautiful mat, but I don't see it being more hyped than the Honey Wizard, so I don't see any need to buy that for $150 along with the Stitch playmat from the Into the Inklands. It's just not necessary, guys. Don't do it. Don't buy those mats off the pre-order section, in my opinion. You're going to be able to find those on TCG Player when they come out, and they're probably going to be around $50 to $60, like the Winnie the Pooh mat is, or the Beast mat, as low as $25 on that resale market. But anyways, Enchanted Elsa, check this out. The Enchanted Elsa is had a couple sales that happened for the Christmas weekend. Some selling for as low as $350. Even has a picture. $350. A couple actually sold on the 23rd for $300. Wow, that's a new low. It probably had some some shipping price just to get it to around that $30 range, but not a bad weekend for Enchanted Elsa. It's looking like it's gonna maybe bounce back up to that $400 range, because as we look at the listings, there's only 37 listings left. There's a decent amount of sales happening. I think two today, and it's only 9 a.m. on the West Coast, and one yesterday, and like about 5 on Friday. So if we look at the listings coming up, there's only about 5 of them that are within that $300 range still, and then it goes to $399. So we'll see if Elsa goes back up to $400. If you want to pay less than $400 for an Elsa, now might be the time, you know what I mean? But I do think a lot of people did get gifted first chapter for Christmas, you know what I mean? Might be an Enchanted Elsa in here, so make sure you leave some comments down below for the giveaway. Carefree Surface Stitch is a card that the Enchanted Rare that I want to kind of pay attention to, because it's been stabilizing at around that 130 range ever since like mid-December when they kind of fell, but it hasn't really fallen below like 130, so it's around 140 still. Carefree Surface Stitch is a really good card. The art is very iconic, kind of like the Belle Strange but special. Pretty decent card from the first chapter, and this card is still above $100, and it's kind of been sticking around that 130ish 120 range right now, which is not bad for Enchanted Rares. Tinkerbell Giant Fairy, a card used in the meta, so that might be the reason why it's kind of been sticking around 140, around 150 ish is what I would value it at personally. It has been falling a lot though. It was closer to 200 not that long ago, and it with all these reprints it did fall, but not as low as some of the other enchanted rares. So this one is still kind of close to 150, which is pretty impressive. Unlike Arthur Wizard's Apprentice, this card is as low as it's gonna be joining the club very soon with cards that are less than $100, enchanted rares that are less than $100. We had two sales happen over the weekend for $99 and $90, probably with some extra shipping because the market price is still around 120. But give it a couple days, I'm thinking the Arthur enchanted rare is gonna come down in price. A beautiful enchanted rare actually. It's just I mean, was Arthur a little bit hyped? He's gonna be joining these enchanted rares that are still less than $100, like Genie, Shere Khan, Aurora, Maui, Hercules, Simba, Pete Bad Guy, Hades, Mickey Mouse, Artful Rogue, Madam Mim, and Aladdin Heroic Outlaw. All of these less than $100, around that $80-ish, $90 market price range. So if you want to kind of buy these, maybe ask for like 80% TCG player. Kind of respect the fact that the market is just falling for these as well. Try not to lowball people, you know what I mean? But still, like, because we don't know where these are going to go. These could keep falling, these could go back up, but in the Mari and Morning Mist is still going to be the cheapest enchanted rare, around that $70 to $75 market price range. But enough with the enchanted rares. Beast Tragic Hero is the card you want to pull from Rise of the Floodborn this Christmas day when you're opening packs that you've been gifted, because this card is still about $35 to $40 in the non-foil range. We have a couple of listings. Lowest verified by Victro City, $35, and then it goes digital high five, $35 as well. The whole first page is going to be around that $35 to $37 mark, but after these sales, they end up getting to $40. And if you look at the foils right now, the lowest verified for the foil Beast Tragic Hero, aka Sad Boy Beast, is going to be by Browning TCG at $40. So I think that's a really good price right now. I don't want to spend $40 on a foil beast, but if you've been trying to foil out your deck and you know you're patient with the idea, you're cool with the idea that these cards are going to get reprinted at some point and the price is going to just fluctuate, then I do feel like paying $5 more for the foil is a little better than paying $35 for the non-foil, right? Because as of today, there's been multiple sales. Damn, people are really spending their Christmas money. I love that. There's been a gang of sales for this card at around that $33 to $35 range, and I feel like if you're going to be paying that much, why not just pay $5 more for the foil? The foils are just going to keep their value a little bit better, and if this game does hit a point of scarcity, the foils are going to go up a lot better too. I'm just saying. Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. There's a lot of listings, by the way, for a lot of other legendaries, whereas Beast is one of the only cards right now in Lorcana where I see has like less than 40 listings. It's only at 29 listings, so we'll see if Beast even goes up it might go up in price. We'll see if it reaches as high as Rapunzel did. You know what I mean? Maleficent Monstrous Dragon is going to be the second most expensive legendary, obviously because there's been a bunch of first chapter reprints. This is going to be a little bit easier to come across, but we are going to have about 115 listings with the lowest verified at $31.99, and after that it starts to hit as high as $33 and $34. So close to a $35 legendary, very close to where Beast Tragic Hero is right now. Not quite there yet, but the Maleficent Dragon is just an extremely powerful card. You know what I mean? A card that's never gonna go out of style. And same thing, we can look at the sales data, and there's plenty of sales happening. There was 4 that happened this morning, and then there was a gang that happened yesterday. So people are really spending their Christmas money. I love to see it. But when it comes to first chapter cards, be aware that you are going to be finding more light played versions listed here. So. And a lot of people are going to list their light played version for still close to the near mint version, right? So, you know, if you don't want a light played version, just be sure to make sure you know what you're getting. Rapunzel being probably the second to third most expensive legendary right now in Lorcana, but I say it's going to be the third because there's there's way more listings for Rapunzel right now. There's 174, and there is plenty of non-verified sellers who have it for less than $30, but after that, it starts to hit that $29.75 range with Radiant sales. Shout out you guys, and 11 cards for $29. So about a $30 legendary, along with Monstrous Dragon, right? It's from the first chapter, so easier to come across as well. And a lot of these foils for these cards are only about $15 to $10 more than the non-foil versions right now. So like Rapunzel is like about a $45 foil right now, and Maleficent Dragon is about a $40 foil right now. So take that for what you will. I like foils much more than non-foils right now. Carefree Surfer Stitch still about $10. Plenty of sales for this guy happening, and the foils are still about $20. So that's pretty cool to see. A very powerful legendary indeed. If you're getting cards, if you're getting first chapter packs to open this Christmas, keep an eye out for cards like this that you can use for trade bait in the future if you want to kind of get some value. Hades Infernal Schemer, very interesting. I think this card always has some crazy collectability because Hercules is a fan favorite, and I feel like this card sees even less play than Surfer Stitch, but it's a legendary that's about $5 more, and the foils are still around that $25 range, so that's pretty cool in my opinion for a foil. We have a lowest verified foil for $23.49, and after that it starts hitting those $25 ranges, and then the lowest non-verified is going to be by Awin's Card Shop for $14.10. So Hades Infernal Schemer, very powerful legendary to have in a Sapphire deck, right? Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. I love this foil because this card definitely keeps its value. The non-foil is only about $6.49 by Rose King Gaming on the lowest verified, so about $7 for the non-foil. But if you look at the foil for the Mickey BLT, we have Oh Brother that has it for $25 and $1.50 shipping, about $26 for this foil. Brave Little Tailors are just pretty cool cards, I think, to collect. In a foil version, I think for legendaries, and in general, this card just kind of represents Lorcana, right? So good price on those. Beast Relentless is a legendary that fell heavily in price, but is stabilizing at around that $10 range. So we have a lowest verified by Corey Smash Cards for $10.98, so more around $11 to $12 range, right? And with the foil, this card only being about $5 more. With lowest verified by Awesome Potato Cards for $16 with shipping included. Plenty of non-verified sellers right now in the Lorcana game, though, if you want to get about $1 to $2 discount. Bell Hidden Archer is a legendary that's not used at all in the meta, but check this out. I like the price for this one still because it's a $10 legendary that you can pull from the pack, which is pretty competitive in terms of Rise of the Floodborn pricing, right? And the foils for this card are still close to $20. We have a lowest verified for PC Games Inc. at $16.78, and then after that it gets the stats card $17 and $17.99. So almost a $20 foil legendary if you pull it, which is a lot better than some of the other legendaries in the Rise of the Floodborn. So Arthur's Wizard Apprentice is a super rare that has been coming down in price a lot, and this was the most expensive super rare in the set. I think it pretty much still is, right next to Lady Tremaine and Cinderella Stouthearted, but all those three cards are hitting around that $10 mark now. Arthur fell significantly, and we're seeing it now for as low as $10 even with $1 shipping by CT Storefront, and then Frank Meister TCG has it for $11.95. So a little bit closer to $12 if we really want to kind of take into account all of these listings right here. And some of the sales have been going down in that $10 range, though. We have a couple sales happening for $9.99 today, and then yesterday for $10.50, and the cards have been coming down a little bit. I think this is probably where it's going to stabilize, though. Strength of the Raging Fire, $6 still up in there. I think that's pretty cool for a rare. It's like almost a $7 rare, and the foils for this card are only about 8 to 10. Actually, they've been going up. That's pretty cool to see. So the foils, though, we have plenty of non-verified listings for around $9 to $10, but going by health points TCG by the lowest verified, they're going to be $11. $10.99 health points TCG, and Chad City has it for $11 as well. So pretty cool, man. Strength of a Raging Fire, very powerful card in steel. Non-foil is going to be about $7, and then the foils are obviously going to be about that $10 range. So be prepared. Has been going back up in price a little bit. A staple in Ruby decks. To see it less than $5 was pretty cool. It was like a little flash sale for Be Prepared. But if you waited, now you're gonna pay a little bit of a premium because the lowest verified is gonna be by Blinged Out deck it's gonna be $6.99. So lowest verified right there for the non-foil Be Prepared. Then we have Rose King Gaming, $6.99 as well. So the Be Prepared going back up in price a little bit, and the foils for this card are still around that $10 range going by the lowest verified. But after that, and the next verified seller is going to be a light plate cold foil for almost $12. Ooh, so it's looking like these foil prices might go up a little bit too. Hey man, I've been saying get the foils instead of the non-foils, but the non-foils are going back up, so I'm pretty sure the foils are going to go back up very soon. Cinderella Barroom Sensation is a rare that was around $15, fell a lot, less than $10 almost, and now we have a couple listings for that $10 range by non-verified sellers, and MPL's Card Exchange has it for $11.99 going by the lowest verified, so about $12 for the Cinderella Barroom Sensation. But if you guys want to get a foiled out version, there's plenty listed here for around that $14 range, and I feel like this card was pretty good. It was selling for around $20 on Friday in that foil range, and it did take a little bit of a dip over the weekend, and now you can find some of the foils for around $15. So if you want to foil out that card, maybe a good price. Whole New World, another staple in the first chapter that has been going up in price steadily. These were less than $5, and now we have a lowest verified of NNC Games for $6.94. And then after that, they all start to kind of creep in that $6.99 level. So about $7 now. Card's been going back up in price. A very powerful card. I see a lot of Sapphire Steel being played at locals and on Pixelborn lately. Another good super though is Lady Tremaine, Imperious Queen. I mentioned this earlier. It's the other most expensive super in the Rise of the Floaterborn. It's going to be about $10 for the non-foil, and the foil price for these are going to be about $15, so $5 more if you want to foil Lady Tremaine. Teeth and Ambitions is a rare that has finally come down in price. This card I think was overpriced and overhyped for a cool while, and now it's going to be about less than $5. It's about a $5 rare, but I say less because there's plenty of non-verified sellers that have it for around that $4 range. Madam Mim Fox, all the Mim cards are going to be nice in foils, which is pretty cool. So the lowest verified by Madam Mim for Madam Mim Fox is going to be by Wicked P cards for $9.18 with $1.50 shipping. So basically a $10 foil going by lowest verified. But we have some non-verifieds that have it for $8 with $1 shipping. So $8 to $10 you'll probably pay for a Madam Mim foil fox, right? Ariel Spectacular Singer, I mentioned this one last time because I like that it's going back up. It's about a $9 to $10 foil. We also have the Madam Mim shiftable character. I didn't realize that some of these rares are actually pretty decent to pull from your packs. So this one's going to be about a $3 rare for the foil on the Madam Mim shiftable. Pete Bad Guy is another rare that is like $1 on the non-foil market, but when you pick it up foil, it's one of those ones that's about $3. Flynn Ryder, his own biggest fan, is another rare, the foil rare that is about $3, but this one's interesting because the non-foil is basically $3 as well. It's about 2 something for the non-foil, so might as well get the foils on that one, right? Jasmine, Queen of Agrabah, fell a lot in price in terms of foil price, but has been sticking around that $3 range. I feel like the good princesses, the collectible cards like this, like the classic princesses, when you pull them in foil, they're always going to be at least like $3 to $4. So if you have these in your binder for trade value, hey, make sure you're valuing them correctly. LeFou and LeFou, the Instigator. This foil has fallen down in price, but it's still about $2 to $3. So if you're opening some first chapter packs, this card is in demand in my opinion. So definitely use it in your trade binder. Befuddle, they finally added something on TCG Player to recognize that, but I'm still not sure which Befuddle I'm buying. But as you can see, the price has completely collapsed for Befuddle because now all the first chapter erratas are in the market. So if you're going to be buying a Befuddle online, you're going to be paying about $2. Yeah, and that's the right price, because paying $10 for this card was ridiculous if it didn't have the even with the old text. I don't think it's still that that expensive. Tinkerbell Giant Fairy is about a $12 to $15 foil, which is pretty cool. Health Points TCG has it for $13.99, going by the lowest verified. A pretty awesome card and a pretty expensive foil in my opinion for being a super rare, right? The card prices for Lorcana are low right now, but this is kind of what you're going to be seeing on the regular now. So we also have Rockstar Stitch. This foil is less than $10. I think that's pretty good in my opinion. So I kind of want to get some Rockstar Stitches foil because I've been wanting to foil out my Amber Steel deck for a while. Mickey Mouse and the Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor sold on TCG Player, one of the D23 promos actually. So I just wanted to point that out because I did see that this one sold in December and one sold in November for around the $1,100 mark. I normally use 130 point for this kind of stuff, but I just wasn't gonna do it for this one because we were just going through TCG Player this time. Really, I just wanted to say thanks, Merry Christmas guys, once again. Thanks for watching the Lorcana Goons Market Watch on Monday, December 25th, and I really just want to stress the fact of that you don't need to buy these pre-orders right now. Ravensburger has been pretty good at meeting the demand for all the products, and as you can see, a lot of the prices are just extremely low because we don't really have like an official tournament scene. And by the way, yes, we do have events happening in Southern California, but I was kind of specifically referring to like official Ravensburger events. And I'm going to be going to the 1K that's happening in Temecula, so if you guys are there, come say hi to me or whatever, and the Lorcana Goon squad. And I'm probably going to be going to any like the San Diego no, not San Diego, any events that happen in this area. I'm gonna try and go. so if you guys have any likes, comments, questions, concerns, make sure to join the Discord and we can chop it up with all the Lorcana Goons as well. I really appreciate you guys, and we're going to be talking talking about some more stuff in the next couple videos. In terms of gameplay, I really want to get into actually showcasing the game itself too for some new players. So until then, remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we will see you Goons next time. Merry Christmas, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe for the giveaway.